Today we will be creating a chart using Family ChartMaster. The first thing we'll do after opening our tree is click the Publish button at the top of the screen. Make sure that you've selected the Collection tab on the left-hand side, and this will bring up all the chart options. So you can choose from any styles. We'll choose the Hourglass chart and click Create Chart. We then need to scroll to the middle of the page to find our chart. And our primary person right there. And then on the left-hand side, we can zoom out. Next, we will be focusing on the right-hand side at the ribbon underneath the Hourglass chart option. Our first button is the Items to Include on the far left-hand side. We will click that, and this will show where you can select the plus button and add common things such as birth, marriage, and death dates. You can also add any other things that you want. You can remove things. There are lots of other details that you can do, such as adoption date or any titles. Any information that you have, you can add. But the most common are marriage, birth, and death dates. The next icon is the Fonts button. It is the second one right next to the Items to Include. We'll click on that, and that is where we can change the font style and size. The typical default font size is 6, so we want to change that to 10 because 6 tends to be very, very small. 10 is about the size that we see in a magazine print. Our next icon is the box and line styles right next to the font box. So we'll click on that, and you can change the width of the boxes, and just keep in mind that as you change the width, this will also change the size of the chart. So if we increase that, make it wider, the chart also gets wider. And if we look in the right-hand corner, this is where we can see the chart size. And that's important when you go to print, so you know how big it is. Right here is the spacing button, where you can change the spacing of your boxes. Typically, we keep that at collapsed or perfect. And then you can also change the number of generations to include in your chart. So we will bring that down to 4 generations. And then at the bottom, there are also options that you can do. You can include the siblings of the primary individual. So we'll unclick that, and then we can zoom out and view our entire chart. So there is our Hourglass chart. To save it, we go to the right-hand side underneath the Hourglass chart options and click Save Chart, the very last button on the right, and then we'll save it as we add under the file that we want to. And this will save under the Collection tab under our Saved Charts button. And if you click on that, you can find the Hourglass chart for Isla Mae Romney, and that is the Hourglass chart. So when we go to upload this, we need to export our entire file, and it will save as a Family ChartMaster file. .ftm is what it will save as, ftmb, and we'll save that where we need it. Then we can go to familychartmasters.com, click Start Here, and then you can upload your file. And you'll need to keep in mind that when you upload this file, it is the entire Family ChartMaster file, and we need the entire file so that we can pull the chart that you just made off of the file and use that chart. And then you can put in all your information, and we're ready to create your customized chart.